Gronk, Elon Musk, XAI chatbot, posted a series of anti-Semitic remarks on X praising Hitler, calling himself Mecha Hitler. Now, before this update, Elon Musk tweeted out on his platform, before this update came out, he said he will be turning down the woke filters on Gronk AI. This is his own words. I did not make this up. This is what he said. You're saying you're going to turn down the wokeness. And what you get after you turn down the wokeness is anti-Semitic statements. Then anti-woke has to be racism. Seriously, this harkens back to when Elon Musk first took over X. And I told you guys to get off. My homie Daniel Brandon said, hey, man, you need to get off. And we turned out to be right. As soon as he took over and he quote unquote was a free speech absolutist, use of the N-word rose 51%. Use of anti-Semitic tropes raised like 70%. Use of homophobic words raised to like 72%. This is what his platform is used for. It is a Nazi hangout. It is a racist hangout. And how many times are we gonna let this man get away with it? Like seriously, all the signs are there. The man did a Zig Heil salute at Trump's parade, and everybody's deflection was, hey man, he's autistic. Yo, I got autistic friends. I really do. Not once have they did a Heil Hitler sign or called me the N-word. Not once. Why are we slandering autistic people? Like seriously, it's like that Roseanne Barr when she took some medicine, when she took what was it, Valium? It made the racist comments. I'm like, yo, the drug company had to come out like, yo, that wasn't one of the side effects. If you take one of our drugs, you take some Percocets, you don't turn racist. This is what it is. Like people will give people benefits of the doubt, unearned benefits of the doubt, because it makes them uncomfortable because they know what it really is. And being anti-woke is being racist and allowing racism. To further illustrate this point, let me just point this out because I work in IT. I work with computers every day. And one of the problems is a lot of you guys don't know how computers work. Seriously, that's the problem with Congress and America in general. Like seriously, as the level of education has degraded in America, people are dumber. And because we are dumber, we don't know how none of this high-tech stuff works. But if you know how some of this high-tech stuff works, you know what to assign blame. Because, let me just make this clear. In order to have a racist chatbot, you have to allow racist rhetoric and information to get inside of it. This was the point my son made when we had 20 questions in like 2 podcasts ago, right? He asked me this question. And I said we need regulation in AI. And his rebuttal was like, yes, we need regulation, but it still matters who is feeding and monitoring AI. And hell, here we are now. You see what happens when you don't have oversight and people allow this stuff to run amok. So this is not by accident. You literally have to plan for this to happen. AI, okay, let me just say this. The reason why people can get over on you is because you don't have the knowledge of how any of this technology works. Seriously, AI in itself, people really don't know what it is, so it becomes this big ambiguous thing that nobody can explain. So let me try to explain to you what it is in layman's terms. I'm gonna leave the acronyms out and I'm gonna explain it. In order to have AI, the brain of it is an LLM, a large language model. And in order for this large language model to be effective, what you do is you feed it information. Some of it's just scraped from the internet, but you also can feed it information via, I don't know, your social media site. I don't know, maybe a large amount of data that you got from government agencies. You can put that into that large language model. And what it does is it tries to learn patterns and then predict responses based on those patterns. So it's all based on what information this large language model is getting. Now, if that's not enough to convince you that this is not an accident, there is a part in language model training called RLHF. And what it stands for is reinforced learning from human feedback. And during this process, what happens is human editors go through and look at the information and change it and prompt it. They literally look at the problematic stuff. That is a part of large language model training. So when they got to this part, you know what they did? They let all the racist bullshit slide. So if you letting all the racist BS and anti-Semitic rhetoric slide, whose fault is it? This is what you wanted. Elon Musk said he was turning down the woke on his platform and on his AI chatbot. And when he turned down the wokeness, you got this. So with all that information, it is safe to say the man who is running XAI, Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink is a racist. The information is right there. All the evidence you need is right here. Right? And of course, they made tweets after there was some outrage. But one or two things this shows. Either we need way more oversight in AI, or this is just par for the course. And the outrage is the only thing that can make these folks change. You just saw the CEO, Linda Yaccarino, left, which look, the writing was on the wall for her anyway. She was a CEO in name only. You got a whole bunch of XAI people walking off in protest because this is just par for the course. This is what he wanted. Like, seriously, this is what happens when you let a junkie run a company. Like, see, and let me just say this, man. Two things can be true. Elon Musk is a genius, and he's also a racist and a drug addict. I know who were addicted to drugs. And there was a lot of sporadic behaviors happening. Like a lot of signs of saying, hey, man, this person needs help. But in this modern society, if you got money, there's no accountability. You are just enabled and people just let you do what you want to do. The crash out is part of the entertainment for most people. Like, seriously, you see people doing erratic and stupid stuff. The Wall Street Journal broke this man's addiction to ketamine and other drugs. But as long as the money keeps coming in, people let it slide. As long as the money keeps coming in, people let the racism slide. But it's about to come to a fever pitch. This is unsustainable, guys. Like, seriously. And I go back to my original question. How many times y'all gonna let this stuff go before we just call it like it is? The man is a racist. Now, some of y'all hearing this, and you're gonna say, hey, Marcus, you got a Tesla Model 3. Are you gonna sell your Model 3? And the honest answer, guys, is nope, I can't afford it, man. Once again, I cannot afford to sell my car because I do not have the money to buy another car. Seriously, protesting with your needs is a privilege. Most of us, and I'm including a lot of people listening to this podcast, because 9 out of 10, you're not in the 1%. Most of us do not have enough disposable income to remove ourselves from everything we disagree with in society. A lot of us didn't like what the Koch brothers was doing. But you know what? We needed petroleum and fossil fuels to live. So nobody went off the grid and just started living like a hermit. That didn't happen. But known anti-Semite Henry Ford, a lot of folks didn't agree with him, but we're not trading in our F-150s right now. So you do what you can, right? Case in point, when H&M did that racist shit, I told myself I'm not going to buy any more clothes from H&M. And I haven't. Even now, I disagree with Elon Musk. And I have a Tesla. But you know what I try not to do? I try not to go to supercharging because I'm not trying to give him any extra money. But I'm not begrudging anybody. Right now, if you wanted to get an EV and you saw that Tesla, because they're overstocked and the prices are going down on EVs, I'm not even begrudging you for getting an EV because you need that, right? That's a need. So I'm not begrudging you. But I will say this. Start calling it like you see it. And if you don't see racism after all these examples, That's maybe because you're a racist too.